Can you hear music? I guess I should start. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Penelope will be on in a few minutes. You talk about not paying attention to time. I'm reading a book and Penelope thought it was the other time. And my daughter goes, "Aren't you going on?" So I'm here. Penelope will be joining us. She's just booting up her computer as we talk. So we will have a look. And so if everyone please remember how this works is we are going to go down the line of people who are on the stream. And as we get to you, we will do a reading. Now, I am tonight going to keep track because it seems that with so many people coming on, sometimes they get a little lost in the shuffle. And we will see how it goes. So I'm going to get started. I was hoping Penelope would be on now, but we'll get started. And when she comes on, she can pick up a few people and read for them as well. So this is how it's going to begin with. We have Jeannie and Brandon. And we have Christina. And we have Renee. And we have Rye. Hello, Rye. I think you're new. And we have Shar. And we have our cousin Faye. We have Melissa. And then the next person I can see, and here is Penelope. Just 1 second as I add her to the stream. And then we have Annalicia. So hi, Penelope, we have people waiting. So we're starting with Jeannie and her husband, Brandon.
Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Brandon.
I'll take Jeannie and you can do Brandon.
Okay.
Okay, Jeannie, I have for you. Oh, the lovers. So this is an opportunity for you and Brandon to spend a little time together, but it's also about making decisions. And the decisions will be based on what resonates with you, not necessarily what you how it should be turning out, but actually what resonates. So trust your instincts. They'll lead you towards your decision. Take your time in the process. Don't rush through it. And just stare into the abyss, because if you stare into the abyss, it will actually bring your answers.
So sorry, everyone, I'm like lost track of time. Brandon, well, first, guys, I'm using the Wisdom of Tree Oracles. So it'll take a second to kind of look up and be quick. But Brandon, I have chosen for you the olive card because this was that card that was stubbornly refusing to get out of the box. It just got in there in an angle. So what this card is all about, this card is all about healing and taking time to create a little place for you that's like a sanctuary. Where at the end of the day, or when something is getting really stressful and your first response is, flight, fright, take a deep breath. And if you're at near that safe space, go in there and just breathe. 3-4 short breaths and breathe in the tranquility and the peacefulness, then respond. And at work, take that quick moment to visualize that safe space that you can always carry with you in your heart, and take some time to respond with kindness and to sort of, I'm not saying you have a bad temper, but you know what? Like, everyone is on edge because of this ridiculous pandemic that is endless and needless. So create that they call it a safe space or a healing space. Create that and carry it with you everywhere.
Okay, so next is, okay, sorry, my computer jumped. So next is Christina. Hi, Christina. How are you? And Christina, basically, I know I'm pulling cards, but basically I'm going to tell you what comes off the top of my head. And this is change, Christina. It's like you're looking for something, you're looking into your own crystal ball and you're looking for changes. And as long as you're looking for changes that, again, I'm going to probably use resonate quite a bit tonight with you, then those changes are feasible. But this is also getting a message from a young person as though they're looking at moving into a different direction as well. And they may be talking to you and asking you if you're able to help them make a change. Plus, I get a grandmother on the other side who just wants to say hello to you. Lots of love and happiness associated to this. So Renee is next.
Hi, Renee. Renee, the card that came up is the pomegranate. One of my favorite cards in this thing. The pomegranate is the seed. It's the fruit that Hades gave to the woman that he loved. So he kind of tricked her, but this card actually represents your intuition, paying attention. So when, I never say her name right, when Persephone, she wanted to hesitate before she ate these seeds. And she should have listened. And that's what it's talking about. Trust your intuition and trust that voice that says stop, breathe, whatever it is. And this card is talking about empowerment. Take your own power back, sunshine.
All right. Hello, Rye. And Rye, welcome to the show. I don't believe we've seen you before. And so the first thing I heard was life is to be joyful. Life is to be remembering that we can be a child as well as an adult at time. And you have the high priestess, and this is more looking into your own future as well. But what I'm really feeling is you've got a directional choice to make, and there's no right or wrong answer to this. This can go either way for you. And sometimes when we make choices, we have to look at what we're making and decide, weigh the pros and cons. What feels right to you? And if it feels right, great, go with it. And if it doesn't, move on to the next avenue and see if there's another way. So don't be afraid. If you come to a crossroad where you have to go one way or the other, you may come to another crossroad and find yourself in a cul-de-sac going all the way back the way you came, but you're going to get to where you need to be. So trust. That's an important issue here for you. So trust. So next is, and did we do Renee? Yes.
Yes,
next is Shar.
Who?
Shar. You're Shar.
Hi, Shar. I hope things are going well with you. I have drawn, where is your card now, darling? The coastal redwood. Have you, D'Arcy, you're familiar with the redwoods. We lost you.
No, you haven't lost. I had to ask a question. So yes, I'm familiar. We're living a place that has redwood.
And the first thing you have to remember, Shar, about redwoods is their roots are deep. And they are part of a legacy and they're powerful. And of course, anyone that knows anything about trees knows that there is healing abilities in trees. this card tells me that one of the things you need to do is to is to actually go and spend some time in a forest. And I noticed that the ego is following you. The ego is one of your spirits that has been watching over you and telling you, I know, we talk about this a great deal, the freedom of letting go, of just being out there in the moment. Okay, honey? So pack your bags when we get our nasty little restrictions totally lifted on March 1st. Get into your car and go drive out to the coast. You should actually hop on the island because there are beautiful, huge trees there. And this.
Wear your mask, nonetheless.
And it will bring you peace.
All right.
I live in Alberta where we are going to have freedom.
Yes, but BC, you still have to wear a mask. Faye, you have the 4 of Cups. Well, it says 4 wands, sorry, but this is celebration. And what I feel like is I'm going to use both. The 4 of Cups tells me that emotionally we can be offered things, but we look at it and we say, no, I don't know. I'm looking at everything from my past, but not looking to my future. So there could be an opportunity where you're supposed to turn around and look to your future. But the 4 of Wands is about celebrating. It's about celebrating life to the fullest because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. I just heard of a friend's wife who can't be much older than 42 just died. So we don't know what's going to happen, really. I mean, we can have glimpses into it, but there's outside factors that influence our way of lives. And they're just saying to enjoy every moment to the fullest because, first of all, you're going to be an old lady. Remember, we got a deal. We're having a party at 102. Okay. But the other part is don't take life so serious. You've earned the right to be childlike at times, and you've earned the right to speak your own mind. Now we have another cat on the table, so sorry about that. So that's Faye. And next is Melissa. Sorry,
Hi, Melissa.
I have to read through a cat.
Hi, Melissa. First, give me a second. Hey, Cousin Faye. Lots of love, and I will text you about the outcome and my surgery date. Okay, now, Melissa, right?
Melissa.
The elm tree talks about wisdom, but it also talks about...
Don't even think it. You got your gloves on the floor.
Well, of course you can think it. It's okay.
No, I'm talking to the cat.
What it also talks about is being clear and precise when you're talking to people. You know, sometimes it's very difficult because all of our languages are different. But if you have a message that you want people to hear, then be precise and clear about it. And don't be afraid to speak your mind. Like D'Arcy does, talking to the cat.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, I have a water glass and she's trying to stick her head in the water glass. And if you watch, she'll actually come up and try to get it.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so Annalisa, you have the 5 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Pentacles, let me check. Yep, 5. The 5 of Pentacles normally represents issues around money. There's the fear of not having enough money. But the truth of the money is the truth of the money. Okay, yeah. The truth of the money is that there is money always going to be around you. And as long as you gauge how you spend it and how you save it depends on how much you have in your future. So be aware of that. And the other thing I wanted to say was there's a wedding invite coming towards you, and that it is something you should be party of. So if you are thinking of going, I think it's a great thing to go. And just let your hair down and have some fun. Next is Megan.
Hi, Megan. Hope you're doing well. And for you, the Willow. The Willow talks about having respect for everything and everyone around you. It talks about building some deep and lasting relationships. And you know, it's funny, I don't know why, but I grabbed the trees because I think partly this is all about establishing roots. You know, we can be fly by night, but it's nice to have some solid roots with some relationships, like, you know, your sibling or a really good friend. You know, when you're young, And if I'm willing to bet, you might have been a little bit like me. And I swear to God, people made a hobby of collecting my addresses. Every few months, I was moving, I was changing. I never established until I was quite a bit older some really firm, deep friendships. Well, I had about two. But Darcy's little reminder, I outlived all of them so far.
Yeah.
So build some roots, relate to people. And the thing about a willow is willows, much like you, do really well when you're surrounded by water and green things and live in harmony. So harmony roots build some friendships.
All right. So, hello, Brenda. Nice to see you. Brenda, you have the tower, and the tower is about change. And it can be sudden change, it can be slow change, but it's also about spirit being hanging out around you, letting you know that they're okay. But it's also about work for you. So, there could be a shift or change around work. And I would say either it's happening now or maybe more into June, July, but there's definitely a change. And as long as you're prepared and you're ready and you know this is the kind of change you want to do, then go for it. Don't hesitate. They're saying go forward. So next is Cynthia Yellowface.
Oh, hello, Cynthia Yellowface. I feel like your name is very familiar to me.
I think she's new, so we should say hello to the new one. I don't think she's been on here before.
No, but she feels like her name is familiar to me.
Yep.
To me. Maybe not, But anyways, back to where we were. I am looking in particular for the black elder, 24 and 72. We'll go with 72. 72 seems to work. And there it is. The black elder, sweetheart. First things first, sweetheart, make a cup of tea. Our granny today was a really amazing woman. She believed tea solved everything in the world. Death, loss, victory. And if you were feeling really, really like you were disconnected from the world or lost in relationships and stuff, I swear to God, the woman thought tea fixed everything. She always said, make yourself a cup of tea, find a quiet space, surround yourself with pretty things like this card. Usually trees. Trees were a big thing with Granny. She was a woodland witch and a green witch. And she literally lived in a forest at one point in her life. And she was big on getting out there in nature and talking to the trees. So make yourself a cup of tea, go out and de-stress and relax and be calm. This is the time for you to heal, honey.
All right. Well, next is a lovely cut knife. Hello. I have for you the Ace of Wands, and this is your magic making things happen. This could be talking to spirit, it could be a new job, it could be communication issues that are clearing up, and it could also lead to, if you are looking for a partnership, it may even be leading to a partnership. But it's all based on how you communicate to universe, even to yourself. So practicing speaking, making sure you keep your vocal cords tuned nicely will be a benefit for now and the rest of your life. And I really feel too here, lovely, that you have to really trust the instinct in here and feel that desire and burn to get you to where you want to be. So Amanda is next.
Okay, Amanda. Now, the eucalyptus, there's a couple things I want to say to you about it, but the card represents finding balance. Finding a balance between being totally disinterested or overly or overtly excited. You got to find balance. And that's balance in your emotional life, balance in your spiritual life, balance in your work life. And on top of it, the eucalyptus is a healing plant. It is very, very good to throw into your bath or to throw into a pot of water to boil on the stove. It helps your skin. It helps your spirit. So balance your spirit, balance your life, balance your work. Everything you're out of balance here, baby.
I have a question. Did anyone else hear the piano note?
Actually, that was my computer.
That was your computer? Oh,
Yes,
it
my
sounded like a piano note.
it sings to you and lets you know that while you are on the computer, your computer is protected, despite the fact it isn't totally updated because I jumped it.
Okay. So next is Lily. Hello, Lily. Lily, nice card this week. This is the star where you're balanced. You're pulling the energy from the universe as well as from the soil and bringing it inside of you and just balancing yourself. You're intertwining and aligning all your chakras. And it feels like new energy for you, and that you should really embrace this new energy because it seems to be taking you one step farther to where your future is waiting for you. And I would say you should be having some pretty interesting dreams in the next little while. So pay attention to your dreams because we can get messages from loved ones inside of our dreams. So it's really important to pay attention.
Definitely important.
Okay, so Elaine
Hey,
is next.
Elaine. So, Elaine, this is the perfect card for you. Sugar maple. You know, the sugar maple actually talks about change. It talks about learning to accept change, the not getting stuck in the same rut. So it starts with beautiful, beautiful little buds and green leaves, and then comes, fall, late summer, fall, and it starts changing again. And it's about not getting stuck in a rut, honey. I know that, there's comfort in always doing the same thing. But here's a challenge that I recently started doing. Every single day, look for something new, because believe it or not, all of us tend to get stuck in a rut, sweetheart. And we actually think the same thoughts over and over again, go through the same actions. And we're capable of adding something new to our lives every day. So your challenge for the rest of this month, all the way through next month, is find something new to challenge yourself every day, whether it's a word of a day, a walk in a new place, a different way to drive to work. Do it.
Okay. So before I do, Diane, I just want to remind everyone that we're going down a list. And as we go through the list, we will read for each person. It's going to take us a little faster than last week because there's two of us. But I also want to remind you that if you miss your reading, you can replay the video later and your reading should be on there. Okay. Hi, Diane. Diane, for you. Ooh, the Empress. This is normally about growth and birth. Look, she's holding her tummy like she's pregnant. And I really like that. No, Diane's not pregnant. But it could be a new idea or subject around her. It could even be the fact that she may be reminiscing about when she was. And it could also be her reminiscing about her relationship that there's memories there. And there's nothing wrong with memories. They're memories that we hold tight to and that we bring forward. We dust them off, we look at them, and we move forward from them as well. So the biggest thing is to remember to take time. Healing is a long process. It's not today, tomorrow, or next year. But there is new starts and new ideas being presented to you. So be open to them. So next we have Mr. Khan and Mistora. So you take Mr. Khan and I'll do Mistora.
Okay, Mr. Khan, I honestly, this is the first card that came up. So there's two things. The Linden card. This is actually a healing card, and its actual expression is, you are finding life too hectic and too demanding recently. Look for peaceful places and peaceful moments. Go outside, appreciate the shifting of the beauty and the change of season. Just a little bit of peace. And I know things are going to get hectic and even more so. I don't know why, but I smell an ocean coming up, but I'm not sure what that is about. But maybe after baby's born, you're going to have a chance to move to an ocean or something.
He already lives in BC. He's got ocean everywhere.
Well, anyways, the point is, find some peaceful time. Life is going to be hectic. It is already hectic. And it's going to be more hectic in the next few months. So peace, peace, peace. And many
Okay.
blessings.
Well, in the story, so you have the Wheel of Fortune. You should have had the card ahead of this one that showed the pregnancy, because we all know you're pregnant. But the Wheel of Fortune tells me that you're sitting in the driver's seat. You get to make decisions around your life. Your daughter is very much like you. Okay, so I'm going to say spend some time with her, because she's really going to need this added attention right now. I also feel like there's something she's trying to learn, and I feel like she's a little frustrated in the process of trying to learn it. So I don't know if it's just the way she's learning, or whether she's just plain old stubborn and doesn't want to learn it. So take your time, be patient, because that's going to be extremely important here. Okay, so remember that. And whatever techniques you are using on your daughter, sort of revise them for your son. They're going to need a different approach. And she can hardly wait to dress him up like a little girl. So I'm just going to warn you ahead of time. You may think she's going to be happy with a boy, but she's looking for her sister. So good luck. Hello, Jeannie, and you're welcome. And Kathy is next.
Hey, Kathy. I hope you're doing well. For you, the yew tree. The yew tree is one of these fascinating trees, Kathy. It lives for like hundreds upon hundreds of years. And one of the things it does is ever so often, gradually and slowly throughout the year, it casts away its outer trunk and literally regenerates a new one to help keep it alive. So this card is about rebirth, about shedding off the old and shaking it off. For those women who do the dry brushing before showering, it's kind of like shedding, and you just rejuvenate. And doing that, your spirit lives longer and healthier.
All right. So Lorene, I'm not sure we've seen you before.
Different.
So your name seems different. And I'm just going to say hello to Carol and to Sandra Murray, because that's the order. So Lorene, hi. You have the Ace of Cups. And this is looking into your cup, to your well-being, to what you want, your desires, your dreams inside your life, because this is what you can achieve. It's all up to you. What do you want? And you can have many different streams. Your cup can runneth over. It can be half full or half empty, but I'm going for the half full, because then we can top it up and have a little more. Sounds like a good glass of wine reason. But the thing is that, Lorene, you're in control. It's your destiny. And I know there are times that you feel like things aren't going your way, but if you change your thought pattern, if you change the way you vocalize it, you will be amazed at how well your world turns and becomes more pleasant and has the rewards you're looking for. Okay, Carol's next.
Hi, Carol. Carol, for you, the date palm. The thing about a palm tree is it knows how to bend. You ever watched pictures or mostly videos and news, and in the middle of a hurricane, there are those palm trees down there bending over backwards and still surviving when other trees don't. This is a time and period in your life where you've got to learn to gracefully be able to bend and move with the oncoming things, and that's a difficult thing for anyone. And you're probably saying, oh my God, like, what is she talking about? I can bend gracefully. We all need to practice that, because no matter how well we think we do things gracefully, a lot of times we're nowhere near as graceful in actuality as we are in our minds. Practice gracefulness.
Carol, I'm also going to say, just because the date palm made me think, hey, time for a date. You better tell him he better be taking you out on date night.
What's
okay.
Date night? I haven't had a date night in so long, I wouldn't know. Is this where you actually go out with someone?
Yeah, just cry to the crier, lady. Hi, Sandra. Sandra, it's so nice to see you. You always seem to be showing up now, which is a good thing. You have the 5 of Cups. So Penelope mentioned the ocean earlier, but this is a bit of a celebration. But maybe the celebration isn't going off quite as well as the person thought it was going to go. But the thing is that people still showed up. And I think that's the important part for your friend to remember. But there is an opportunity for you to either go to Mexico. Okay, I'm stuck on Mexico. So there is an opportunity for you to go to Mexico, a nice warm balmy climate, and you're supposed to just have that time to relax and sit back, enjoy the ocean as it rumbles towards you. And remember, those signs that say do not swim here due to undercurrent, they actually have a reason. They're up there. Okay, so pay attention to the signs.
So watch the undercurrent of life.
But no, there's the other message there. Pay attention to the signs. So, Sandra, you're getting some messages sent to you from Spirit. Start paying attention. Okay, so now we have another Amanda. It's Amanda K.
Hi, Amanda K. I hope you're doing well. For you, the giant redwood. So the giant redwood, much like the cedar, much like the coastal redwoods, huge trees. The giant redwood always looks when it's growing like people kind of underestimate cedar trees. They're so small when they start, right? And this card talks about how you've got to quit underestimating yourself. There isn't anything that you can't do once you've made up your mind to accomplish it. We're talking realistically. I'm not going to suggest you go to the moon yet because those trips are really expensive. But if you had wanted to be an astronaut, if you'd wanted to be a pilot, you are more than capable of achieving these things. You've got to believe in yourself and quit underestimating yourself. Because if you stop underestimating yourself, other people will stop underestimating you. And that is very important for you in the next few months. There are going to be opportunities. And don't say, well, maybe not. Because actually, why not is a better way to look at it.
So Shara says, my son Billy's spiritual name is Eagle Child. So did you mention an eagle?
Yes, an eagle watches over her.
All right. I missed it. I was sewn somewhere else. Hi, Orville. I know I should pull you a card, so I will. Okay. Here's the card, but that's not what I'm going to talk to you about. But nonetheless, this is a message from your mom. Love and devotion is surrounding you. And she talks to you on a daily basis. She drives with you. She laughs with you. She cries with you. And she says that you have some changes in your future. And so I'm thinking next 6 weeks or 6 months. And she says to trust yourself as you make the changes. She says that sometimes your heart still breaks because she's gone, but she's not really gone. She's just in a different shape and form. So I'm really encouraging you to embrace the love of your mother and to know that no matter where you go, she's always going to be there. She stood with you, not behind you, not in front of you, but she stood with you. And I think that's really important to know because a lot of people are willing to back someone or go in front of them, but it's a standing beside. That's the important part. All right. So Kathy says good luck on the surgery, and Jessica is your next one.
Okay, and Kathy's surgery is actually March 16th. And they're hoping that they'll be able to clear up all of it. Well, as much as they can. Who is our next person?
Jessica,
the ash tree. And actually, this is about healing too. Ash trees have magical powers. And we all have magical abilities. If we believe in ourselves, and the ash tree really talks about believing in yourself, persevering, not doubting yourself. And I think that, a little bit of meditation will help you focus on your inner self and not be so uncertain. And this card, I want to say that this card is saying that you're very indecisive when it comes to making a decision because you don't trust yourself. You're amazing. So trust yourself. Believe that you can do anything.
And I do believe we can do anything. And I can fly like an eagle. So there you go. That's exactly what I heard in my head. So I'm saying that to all of us. Okay. So next is Stephanie, then Natalie will be yours, Laura, and Patty. Okay. So Stephanie, since Lily asked to have a card for you, you have the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands, look at the cats at her feet. This is someone who has an affinity to animals. And she's even calling on the ocean, the dolphins, the whales, even the sharks, because she has this affinity. And I would say, Stephanie, that you do have an affinity towards animals. And you ever notice that when you're allergic to, say, a cat or a dog, they come running towards you? So it just means that they recognize a like soul. And I feel that you've got some interesting avenues to follow into your life. And as you take each one slowly, you can achieve each step. But if you rush into it, like you put all the irons in the fire and try to pull them out, all you're going to do is get burnt. So remember, it's one step at a time, one iron at a time, and you will be very successful, Stephanie. Okay, so next is Natalie. And hello, Natalie. Yeah, I would take it has been a long time.
Hi, Natalie. I hope you're doing well. Natalie de Banyan. This is such a fascinating card for anybody. This tree is fascinating. So one of the things is, see all those tentacles? Those are actually aerial root systems. Like this tree personifies being grounded and steady. And that isn't such a bad thing to be. Whether we are talking about the importance of trees or the importance of being that person that is grounded and able to be there for their friends. I don't mean that their friends literally dump everything on them, but you're that voice of reason. So assure people you are that voice of reason and appreciate the fact you can be. At the same time, like this tree, create some extra roots so that you don't get too bogged down by everything around you, that you're unsteady yourself. And those roots are important. So ground yourself. And when you're finished dealing with people that you want to help, cleanse, cleanse, cleanse. Excuse me, cleanse with crystals, cleanse with sweetgrass. Go outside and sunbathe.
Okay. Wear sunscreen.
I do.
Hi,
But yes,
Laura.
wear lots of sunscreen, more, and do not just sunbathe.
Yeah. Laura, this is the Six of Pentacles, and it's about balance. It's about achieving that satisfaction when you've got enough money in the bank that you know you can do what you want and not worry too much about what, like if you take a little bit more and spend it, you still know you're going to pay Peter or Paul tomorrow. But the balance is also about nutrition. It's about drinking. It's about exercise. It's about balancing life in general. Stress is one of the silent killers, especially of women. I mean, it does kill men too, but it is a silent killer because we are taught that we can handle anything in life. And y'all silly us, we go through life thinking we can handle anything. So what I'm saying to you is make sure you balance your life in every shape and form, even to the fact that sometimes we have to clear a little out the clutter out so that we can make room for balance. And stop poking yourself in your eye. Whatever is going on there, go get it checked. Next is Patty.
Hi,
I'm going
Patty.
to cough.
I hope you're doing well. Patty, the card that came up for you is the Eastern Cottonwood. And if you look behind, there's that beautiful sky and makes you think, I don't know, actually for me, it makes me think of the light. Not necessarily sunlight, but the light of spirituality. And this card is saying, tap into your spirituality and your faith. We live in a world where people are so hesitant to say that they have faith and that they're spiritual beings. But the Eastern Cottonwood is here to remind you that it's okay to be a spiritual person. It's okay to tap into your faith and your belief system, much because it's healing for you. And it also surrounds those that love you with the light of news. And by the way, thanks for the reminder about sunscreen. The thing I use immensely.
So next is Alana. Hello, Alana. And Alana, I have for you, what do I have? The Knight of Cups. And it's funny because I'm sitting here knitting as we all talk and everything. And as you could see, there were romantic hearts coming out. And we all know that Valentine's Day is coming up here shortly. And for those of us who are single, I plan on celebrating anyways. But the thing is that romance is something that we create. It's not something just stuck on our plate and said, here you go. Romance is taking time to nurture. And your dad, okay, I have a gentleman here. He's either your dad or your grandfather or an uncle, or a really close friend who died. But they're saying that romance is something that we nurture, that we allow to grow. And romance doesn't, for me, always have to be about a relationship. It can just be the romance of life. If we see our lives as being productive and happy, and sure, occasionally we're going to have a few sad minutes, but set a timer and take 5 minutes to have a pity party. And then once the timer goes off, get rid of it. And I know it sounds very simple to do that, but I do it. When I'm having a bad day, I will set a timer. I've done it for years. And at the end of it, I'm thinking, really, why did I waste that time? Because I'm never going to get it back again. So the idea here is, what I'm hearing is that if you live your life to the fullest and beyond your expectation, you're never going to look back and say, oh, did I miss out on something? Because you've done everything in your life that you really want to do. Okay, Gloria is next.
Gloria, the hornbeam is considered, ironically enough, one of the strongest trees in any forest because it's always equally working on itself. And the message that comes with this is such a powerful message. It's about literally working on yourself. Taking that time. When we say working on ourselves, people automatically think, oh, it means I have to go to the gym or something. But working on ourselves is learning a new skill. It is never too late to go back to school. I am a woman who has constantly been in and out of school. D'Arcy as well. You know, she has a degree and several other university projects, always on the go. Working on ourselves is a good thing. We are always, at any age, more than capable of learning how to grow and learning how to keep our minds active. So don't get stagnant, and don't think because you've reached a certain stage in life, whether you are 25, 35, 55, 65, that it is too late for you to learn anything new and achieve any new goals.
Okay, so next is Shay Shay. I guess that's me.
Oh, who's going to do that?
I know, Shay Shay, you're at a crossroads, honey. This is making a decision, left or right, up or down. And the thing is that I'm thinking go left. But as I'm a firm believer and you trust your instincts, you might want to go right instead. But what I feel is you've got some changes, Shay Shay, coming around. And I sort of feel it could be around the 15th of this month or next. I'm not 100% sure. But when I make the changes there, in your particular case, instead of going step by step, you're going full bore at this. So I'm going to say, be careful, choose wisely, and you will get to where you want to be. Remember, one foot in front of the other. And there's a gentleman here as well who's very proud of the direction you're going in. Okay, Kim is next.
Yeah, Silver Birch. Yep. Silver Birch talks about taking care of your body. Taking care of your body, eating responsibly, shedding off the things you don't need. And yes, that's about being a little bit active. Not all of us have to be, ridiculously active. It's okay to balance.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Not you.
I don't think you've ever said that to me before, so it couldn't have been me. To balance. Your eating, your exercise, your sleep, and your, I'm going to be delicate, but your women's health. And that's more than enough to say that you should practice a little balance there and maybe get a good checkup and get a baseline of how things should be. Off to you, D'Arcy.
This happens to me at work all the time. I'm talking to my boss and she goes, I can't hear you. And it's like, whoops. Maybe it's a good thing she can't. Colleen is next.
You're saying she's bad-mouthing me.
Hello. No, I was actually announcing Colleen. So Colleen, you're hello. I think you're new. I don't recognize your last name. So Colleen, you have the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups is the emotional dream inside of your life. But it's also taking time to contemplate, to ground, to know that what you already have accumulated back here can grow if you want it to. It's going to be up to you. And the thing is about being patient. 9, if we do numerology, we go 1 through 9. And yes, there's 11, 22, 33, 44, but they'll get knocked down to a single digit as well. 1 is new beginnings, and 9 is the part of life where you look at what you have and you say, do I really need it? Do I really need to keep that friendship anymore? Do I really need that broken vase? And if it's sentimental, absolutely. But if it doesn't fit into your life now, then you remove it to make the room for something new to come towards you. So time and patience, that's the most important thing. And if this is around a relationship, time and patience. Okay, Kate is next. And again, I'm not sure we've seen Kate before.
And Kate, the Monterey Pine. The Monterey Pine is a reminder that you should be guided by your inner sense of purpose. And the other thing that I want to tell you is, although this pine tree says this is a time for you to know your purpose, like the pine cone, right? But also don't let the stress and the chaos in your life shake your certainty, okay? Remember, you can still be steadfast and grounded and rooted like a tree, even when the storm is around you. And you're going to survive this storm, is what these trees are saying. Trust me on this.
And something else, think of yourself as a willow tree, because the willow tree is the strongest tree out there, and it can bend literally half in half and still not break.
It is an amazing tree, one of my favorites.
I'm going to say to everyone who has said thank you, you're welcome. So next is I got lost just a minute. Kate is Cindy. Hello, Cindy. And then Tracy. And then after Tracy is Donna Marie. And then after Donna Marie is Lorraine, but spelt different. Or is it Lorraine?
Loreen?
No, Lauryn.
Lorraine.
Okay, Lorraine. And Donna Marie, Lorraine, then Saska. And then I'm pretty sure that Tammy at the bottom. Okay. So, Cindy, I am getting to you. Ooh, do you like to sit in a position of authority? Because if you do it lightly. Don't rule with an iron fist. Rule with gentleness, because the more honey, the more bees. And they're saying to take some time. Communication is not one of your strong points. So take some time to learn how to communicate, to get your point across, so that people react to it in a more polite manner. And they're also saying that there's something very close to your heart that you're going to make a journey for. And as you make the journey, I feel that it is falling a little to the side. You may have to pick it up and retrace. Okay, Tracy's next.
Hi, Tracy. The cherry tree, the cherry blossoms. Let go of your anxieties and fill yourself with peace. And that is literally what this card is talking about. Of course, peace, to be honest with you, is probably not something that people on Vancouver Island are overly thinking about, because I remember my sister many years ago bitching about the fact that the cherry blossoms were causing a problem while they were falling.
Yeah, no, allergies.
But Tracy, outside of that, it's just saying let your anxieties go, and that takes work, but you have the ability, I speak English, to do that.
Okay. And I lied because it's Marie, Donna Marie, Lauren, and Saska, and then Tammy. So, wait, that we'll get down to you guys, but that's the order right now I'm seeing. So, Marie, this says you're tied up in a little bit in knots. And the truth of the matter is you're only tied because you're making yourself captive. It's up to you to pull the ties away and to move out of the circle of fear, because that's what that's indicating to me. And as you move out of the circle of fear, and you're going to do it as each tie comes off, you're going to look at your fear and you're going to determine, is it worth value? Is this what you want to hold on to? And if it is, great, but I don't really think fear is something we should hold on to. I think fear is something that we need to work past. Okay, Donna Marie's next.
Hi, Donna Marie. The Scots pine. This is actually one of the straightest trees in the world, and is more often used for making houses. So it's the foundation of your life. Is your life being built the way you want it to be built? And there is no harm in starting over. Never any harm in starting over. In chaos, when something drastic happens in our lives, most people say, oh my God, my whole world is falling apart. This is actually a blessing in some ways, because we get to start from ground zero. And we build, the importance of a life is build the life you want. And that's what the Scots pine is telling you, honey. Build the life you want. It doesn't matter if, Jane next door or John or whoever it is next door doesn't agree with your life. You build the life. I have a sign that stays on my door a great part of the year. And it says that this is basically the witch's house, and only those who believe are allowed to come in for trade and commerce. And I had a neighbor many years ago go, you have to take that abomination off the door. What's my door? It's my life. It's not harming anyone. That's about a tree, right? It's not harming anyone. Make your life straight, like the pine tree. Build your world the way you want it to be.
All right. So forget Saska. That was just someone who's doing the Guppy Trail.
Oh, the Guppy Trail.
Lauren, welcome. This is your first time watching. So you have the Two of Pentacles. And I like this card because not only is she standing on a railing that technically should break, but she's also performing magic. And I guess she's standing on a teeter-totter. Oh, look at that. Look at the card a little closer.
It has no balance.
She's standing on a teeter-totter and she's performing magic. And the figure 8, I think it's one of the most important symbols to have around us, because the energy we put out there comes back towards us. And it also says to balance your money. It says that as long as you're balancing your life, then you will be amazed at the things that can happen for you. So be prepared. Just know that good things are coming towards you. And as you take your time and you balance, things begin to fall into place. So Rena is next.
Okay. Hi, Rena. The holly
And she's
tree.
new. I don't recognize
Oh,
her.
welcome. Hello, someone new. The holly tree. The branches are some of the most recognized branches on the face of the earth worldwide. People see this and they know what this is. These trees remind us to keep that healthy balance between what is real and what is fiction. And there is actually, that's not my dog.
No, that's outside here.
There actually is a balance between what is real and truthful and what is the lie. And that includes when someone speaks to us and we're not listening intently, we think, oh my God, they're lying to us, because we automatically go on alert, right? And it's that defense. So this card talks about taking down that defense, paying attention, and recognizing the truth from the lie, the reality from the myth. Okay? And sometimes that's harder than people realize because of our lack of confidence. So practice that. Life will get a little bit smoother.
Okay. So I have Erin and you have Tammy.
Tammy, okay.
Hello, Erin, and welcome to the show. Glad you could be live on here. You have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is about hidden desires, but it's also about dreams and expectations. And it's about knowing which way you want to go: education, romance, medicine, writing. Okay. But it's also about trusting your instincts. So if you trust your instincts, it's amazing how life turns out. Now, you could be me and go, yeah, prove it. But I recommend not doing that because it could be hurtful. At least I've broken my leg at least once saying, yeah, prove it. So remember, Seven of Cups, hidden desires, dreams, expectations of your life. And really, it's up to you. Which one do you want to go with first?
See, D'Arcy has that whole prove it mentality, and I have that, what's the possible worst thing that could happen?
That's the same as saying prove it.
Ankles. But in the end, push come to shove, it's worth the adventure. And I have Tammy.
Yes, Tammy's our last person.
Tammy Miller?
Tammy Latimer.
Oh, okay. I don't recognize that name.
Oh, yeah, she's been on before.
Hey, Tammy. Tammy, the card for you is the pipple tree. I'm sure I'm not saying it right. And this tree talks about meditation and self-awareness. This is a time for you to start building a place where you can meditate. I actually meditate 2 to 10 minutes every night before bed. Supposedly it keeps me calm and balances my heart rhythm. And I think, all joking aside, that meditation is hugely important. And there's never a specific time that is the perfect time. I was actually asked by the clinic where I'm going for the surgery for my skin cancer to bring some kind of music to listen to. And I jokingly said, what a perfect time to bring my 20-minute meditation. And the woman thought I was crazy, but it's the perfect time. You're in stress. I go shopping, and shopping I find very stressful. I don't know if D'Arcy does, but my God, people drive me batty. And I will literally put in one of my meditations to talk to me at the back, something to deal with stress or interpersonal skills, so I don't want to kill everybody so badly. So this is a time for you to practice meditation and mindfulness. Did I just say that out loud?
I used to be a loss prevention officer, and I would follow people like her around the store.
All joking aside, I actually haven't really ever killed anybody, but my boss will tell you that my first instinct with dealing with people is I'll get off a phone and say, please, I beg you, tell me murder is legal now. And she often comments about the fact that my first response to frustration is that. But meditation, it's good for you.
All right. Well, on that, I am going to say to all of you, I hope you have a fantastic week. I have the song, Money, Money, Money playing in my head, as well as I Can Fly Like an Eagle. And I want to say someone here has a birthday. It's either happening now or it's happening this week, because I really feel like, that I should be saying happy birthday. Yes, I should too, because she's not on, but she's a friend of mine, and her birthday is today. Mies, happy birthday. And now, just as we're going to leave, we have Janet. Janet, that's sneaking in under the wire. So Janet, you have, let's find the card for you. Yeah, I'll find you a card, Jet. One I like. we all know how I do this. You know, I look for the card that resonates with you. And you're the first one tonight that I've actually had to look for the card. So you have the Six of Wands, and this is celebration. All right. You have some flowers coming towards you. Accept the flowers with loving care, because they're not just coming from the person actually who's giving them to you, but I also feel they come from either a mom or a dad on the other side. And that can be a mother-in-law and father-in-law too, because I don't stop to distinguish between in-laws. And I feel like you do have a little renovation or unpacking yet to finish. So I'm going to say, take your time and do it. All right. Well, everyone, I hope you have a fantastic week and you stay safe, calm, and that you have a lot of kindness.
I hope, thank you everyone for showing up. It's always a delight. I, on the other hand, hope you have a week full of mischievous moments and wonderful mystery, and go and do something I wouldn't do. No comments, D'Arcy. Keep your lips still. And many blessings. Masalama, go with light. Blessed be.
All right. And may love, joy, peace, happiness, and prosperity find you all in mysterious ways. See you next week. Good night, everyone.